Why, hello there. By the end of today's episode, you'll know everything in this book: how to print words of different colors, how to print scoreboards, the name or other data of a cow or other entity, what their location is, go to different pages. You'll know how to print all this crazy text, translate between languages, print keybinds, subscribe to my YouTube channel through a URL. Yes. Anyhow, you'll know how to do all of that. In fact, let's teleport to a cow. Hello. That's Steve Cow. He is my friend. We can go ahead and start with the command from yesterday. If we look at it, okay, we've got the author, you should, title, like. That's not subliminal messaging. Pages. Oh, what's this? Oh, I misspelled text. Oh, darn, that was unintentional. And then we gotta add quotes around and subscribe, or else it will just print and. And we don't want that. See, there is a lot of human error. I struggle to spell. I do not know the English language. In fact, is there... Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, I checked. There's no language for dumb. So someone made their own, introducing Minecraft dot... Sorry, no, just MinecraftJSON.com. Minecraft's text commands are overwhelmingly JSON. Luckily, this website lets you print those commands easily in a variety of different formats. Today we're going to be focusing on books. Now, you may be asking, Serving Spy02, you already showed us the website. Now what do we need you for? Well, technically you don't need me for anything. You can learn this all on your own. But, if you help my subscriber count and ego be higher than other programmers, then I might be able to help you learn some of the unfamiliar stuff on the website faster. I'm just going to go down the list and tell you what I know. Now, text is pretty straightforward. If you want, you can just type in what you want, choose a color, default is black, click save, and then copy the command. In Minecraft, that will look like this. As you can see, you got your text and your color. But what if you want more? Well, luckily you've got these text modifiers right here. You can go ahead and click them in order to apply. And here they all are: bold, italic, underline, strike through, obfuscated. I looked it up, that's how you pronounce it. Also, there are tons of YouTube tutorials on how to do custom fonts. You can do that through this website. That's just not something I'm going to teach you right now. Now on to my personal favorite, click events. You can do a lot of things with these, such as open a URL, let's say youtube.com. You could run a command such as /give at pdiamond64. Players would love that, I'm sure. Now, it says that you can suggest a command, but I haven't gotten that to work with books yet, so I think that's more of a /telraw thing that got carried over in the format for the website. You can change the page like you saw me do earlier. You just type in the name, not the name, the number of the page you want to skip to, and the text up here, whenever players click on it, will teleport them there. And finally, you can get players to copy something to their clipboard, such as, I don't know, subscribe. And of course, with all of these, you click on the piece of text up here in order to activate them. And here are examples of all of those. And of course, you can do the fancy colors and bolding and everything with all the different things you do in books. So left click to open the URL. This is my YouTube channel, so you would press yes, but I've already seen it. And then you could run a command such as give 64 diamonds. You could change to page 3. See how I skipped an entire page? And you can copy to clipboard an important message such as subscribe to me in particular. To me, I deserve it in particular. Also, keep in mind, if you did ever want to suggest a command instead, because it doesn't let you do that in books, you could do the copy to clipboard option and then just put the command in there. Then put in a little note that says, hey, this is going to copy what the command should be. Go ahead and Control V that into your text bar. Now, you know what would be great for making that note? That's right, hover events. I haven't gotten show entity or show item to work. I think that they do, I just don't know how yet. What they do is they show an item or an entity with their ID and whatever information you want to. But let's focus on show text. So I'm going to click that, and you'll notice these are all of the same options we've already been using. It's like a book within a book. Whenever you hover over these words, you'll see what I'm about to type here. So let's say what you really, really want, and put that in orange. And here's an example of that. What you want, what you really, really want. And finally, we're at insertion. This is another thing which I think works with /telraw, but I don't think works with books to my knowledge. But I have a sort of workaround. First, go over to click event and then do run command, and then get another generator set up and make a /telraw command with the proper insertion. So I'm going to insert show me to the end of whatever is in chat, and then the button is going to be psst, click here. It's at P, so then you're the only one who sees it. And then go ahead and copy that, switch over to here, and then put that in there. And now you can click on the clickable command there, and it'll do the /telraw. You can see I tested it a few times. And then you're going to need to shift and then left click in order to get the words there. Please note that this appends this show me onto the end of whatever you're typing. So if I already had words here, and then I shift right click, or sorry, left click, then it would still put it at the end. And we are officially 6 minutes into the tutorial or so, and I have gotten through 1 of 8. Luckily, the others are a lot easier to explain. The line break just skips a line. If we were to duplicate this, and then put it over here, and then put it over here successfully, then you would see it's on the next line instead of continuing on. The page break is similar, except it puts the words on a new page. And, oh, here, what you want too, except it puts the words on a new page instead of putting it on a new line. Now let's go into selector. You may notice that all of these are exactly the same. Again, you can do these with pretty much everything you do in books. Go nuts, you already know how to do it. But here it asks for a selector. If you've ever used Minecraft commands before, you've probably seen selectors. At A represents all players, at E all entities, at P nearest player, random player, current entity, which would be me, and then of course my player name. I just realized you couldn't see that. At A all players, at E all entities, at P nearest player, at R random player, at S current entity, and then my name. That is what selector is looking for. You type in at P or at E or whatever else, and then it prints the name of whatever that it treats it as a variable applies to. The nearest cow to me is Steve Cow, beloved by all. So if I were to type in at E bracket bracket type equals cow, limit equals 1, so it can only apply to one entity, then sort equals nearest, so it's going to be the nearest cow to me. And then I were to save that and use it, then the subsequent book would read Steve Cow. If you've ever played Mad Libs or written a form letter, you know why that's useful. But what about scoreboard objective? Well, that, unsurprisingly, is going to print the value of a scoreboard objective for a player. To make a scoreboard, you do scoreboard objectives add the name of the scoreboard, and then there are a list of various things that it can represent. I am going to put dummy, which means that it doesn't represent anything. It's just numbers. I already have an objective by that name. You can do a lot of things with scoreboards. For this video, I'm going to set mine, Serving Spies, value of new subs to, it's meant to represent new subscribers, so I'll put it to a reasonable value, like 1 million. Can't go higher. 1 million. It occurs to me that that number is 1 billion, also a reasonable estimate. And now if I set the player whose scoreboard I'm checking to me, I'm going to put at P because I'm activating the command, I'll be the closest player. And then the objective is new subs. And now whenever I activate the command, it will say 1 billion. Obviously, you can add colors and line breaks uh, and everything and words in order to make this make sense. But that is how you print a scoreboard. Checking out what's left, I'm going to skip NBT storage and then go straight into keybinds so then I can end on NBT storage. Keybind is kind of cool because you can use these as variables telling you what key you have binded to certain actions. So most people left click to attack and it will just print the words left click. I stand corrected, it would say left button. I foresee this being used in like a Minecraft video game where you need to do like a screen overlay that says press C to jump or press R to activate your magic powers, and then you have that attached to something else. Translation, I feel, is equally cool. Here we have all of the different text in Minecraft that is there naturally. So like language.name, that's English for me. And then create select world game modes, survival. Survival could be translated into a bunch of different languages. Let me show you an example. Let's look at key.advancements. If we go ahead and grab the new book, everything will be in English. You'll see advancements there. Great. But if we switch the language to, let's say, Espanol, boom, everything that can translate will translate. Even left button translates because that's a natural Minecraft wording. And I think that's really cool. It's probably a lifesaver if you're a multicultural server. Not to mention, omnes linguis sunt hic. Pardon my unconjugated. I don't really know how parameters for the translation string work. I apologize. And finally, on to NBT storage. This gets a little complicated, but you've watched me for the past 12 minutes, so I think you got this. In Minecraft, blocks, storage, and items all have NBT data. Minecraft uses all of this NBT data to run the game, to tell it everything it needs to know. Let's get the NBT data of that book. There we go. As you can see, there's a lot. It tracks everything from the location, or sorry, the motion, like it's twisting around, the rotation, whether or not it's on the ground, who threw it, the fall distance, what the item is called, how many items are in the stack, the tags, which in this case is all the things written in it, the title, everything. And that's really useful for commands because then you can manipulate that NBT data to change the entire world around you. What this is doing is it's storing the NBT data of something and then it's storing that in a book. If I were to leave NBT path blank and just put an identifier, like that, like the nearest item to me, then it would print all of the NBT data for that item. And whenever I say nearest, that's nearest to wherever the book originally spawns in this case. I actually am going to put an NBT path. I am going to say age. See, it's not that complicated. Actually, the age is how long it's been on the ground for, how many ticks, I think. So instead, I am going to do pause, hard bracket, 0, which is the x coordinate. Now I can drop down the book anywhere I want, and then activate this, giving me this. I put it on the second page, so I'm going to flip the page. Apparently the x-coordinate of that book is -202. Let's check my facts / data get, and then where is pause? Pause is -202. Let's check with F3, -202. And then of course I can move it around and then re-get the book. So I could throw that down there, activate that, and now that's -195. By the way, the reason we did pause 0 is because the NBT for position is pause, and then that is stored in an array, which is a fancy term for like a list of X, Y, and then Z. In computer science stuff, counting starts at 0, so X is 0, Y is 1, Z is 2, so pause 2 would have been the Z coordinate. And I believe that is all for books. This NBT path can be any NBT, although some may be harder than others because of layers, but by and large, you just do /data get for whatever you want, and then figure out which NBT value applies. Some more things about minecraftjson.com. You can export this text over here and put it into a text file, and then re-import it for later. If your computer resets or something and you're doing a long book, you don't want to lose everything, so this is like your save feature. Also, you can change 1.13 to the current version. This minecraftjson.com seems really well maintained. The preview background color can be changed, and then if you have a resource pack, you can import custom translations, just like we had translations over here. The other formats like sign, screen overlay, basic tell raw are pretty much the same, but can be used in exciting different ways, so feel free to check those out and have fun. I don't think I showed you, you can delete or duplicate these sections you make and also edit them. And with that, I believe my promise has been fulfilled. Everything you need to make a book like this should be in this video, hopefully. Also, huge thanks to Legitimoose. I got MinecraftJson.com from his video about JSON. I was working on pre-written book JSON and looked at MinecraftJson.com, realized there's an entire section on it, and was like, well, free content. Other than that, important commands and attributions should be in the description. Please subscribe so you can check me out next week and generally learn. Hopefully I can learn from the comments as well. There's a lot I still don't know. My name is ServingSpy02. Thank you for letting me serve you.